Hi, scholars. So just like in class, we'll be completing problem of the day. Each week, you'll receive 2 problem of the days. We're going to follow the same format that we used to in class. We will read the problem twice, once out loud together, and then once independently. Then I'll provide you with a strategy to use. We'll review each step, and afterwards you'll complete 2 similar problems on your own. Because this is our first day, we're going to move at a slower pace than normal. Materials. Each time you complete problem of the day, you can use materials that you find around your house. Each day, you'll need a sharpened pencil and 1 notebook. You can use separate sheets of paper. However, I prefer you use a notebook so you can keep track of each and every problem of the day that you have completed. The last thing that you can use if you have it is the problem of the day packet. Your parents came to pick up these packets from the school. If your parent did not pick up a packet, Ms. Elverman and I have mailed it to your house. Please be on the lookout for it and remind your mom or dad that you need your packet for each problem of the day. Our first TEK is 5.2a. Represent the value of a digit in decimals through the thousands using expanded notation and numerals. Problem 1. We're going to read this problem twice and then we'll annotate. A temperature in degrees Fahrenheit is shown in expanded notation. 9 times 10 plus 4 times 1/10. How is this temperature in degrees Fahrenheit written as a numeral? Record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Be sure to use the correct place value. Now, when I say go, I want you to read this problem silently and independently to yourself for 30 seconds. Time starts now. Great. Now that you've had a chance to read that problem to yourself, when I say go, I want you to take an additional 30 seconds to annotate your problem. Make sure you underline and circle important information that will help you solve. What annotations did you create? I'm going to go over a few annotations that I would have made. You can follow along on my screen. If you have anything additional, that is great. You can always annotate any and everything in your problem that you believe will be important to you solving. The first thing I would annotate when reading this problem is in the first sentence, and it says, a temperature in degrees Fahrenheit is shown in expanded notation. Expanded notation represents when a number is expanded by its place value. This is important because it helps me to understand how to put the number back together. The next annotation I would create is around the actual problem. This is where our eyes naturally go when we begin to solve. However, we always have to take a step back and read what comes before the problem and then what comes after the problem. As I read that third sentence, I zero in on the word numeral. What does numeral mean? Well, numeral just means that when I solve this expression above, I will end up with a number. The last thing I would annotate on your problem is the sentence, record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Every so often, we come across questions that have additional instructions for us after we have solved the problem. Make sure you always go back and reread your problem to ensure you aren't missing any steps. This next slide, I want to go ahead and discuss a strategy that you all should be familiar with and that you can use to solve this problem. The acronym we used in class was PEMDAS. PEMDAS stood for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. PEMDAS gives us the order that we solve each problem. We solve from left to right. Our first step is to go ahead and eliminate any letters that stand for things that we do not see in our problem above. P, do we have parentheses in this problem? Yes, then we need to keep them. E, do we see any exponents in our problem? No? Then let's eliminate it. M, do we see any multiplication reflected in the problem above? Yes, so we need to leave that there. D stood for division. As I'm looking at the problem, I do not see any division. I'm going to go ahead and eliminate it on my chart. A stands for addition, and I do see addition, so that will stay. S stands for subtraction. I do not see subtraction represented anywhere in my expression. I'm going to eliminate that as well. That leaves us with parentheses, multiplication, and addition. We will use these in the order that they appear in the order of operations. Our parentheses will go first. We will then multiply, and then. Now, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to solve your problem independently. 9/10 times 4 and 1/10. Go. Now that you've had a chance to solve, I'm going to go ahead and review. 9 times 10 is 90, and 4 times 1/10 is 4/10. When I combine 90 wholes and 4/10, I end up with 90 and 4/10. Our last step is going to go ahead and reread the problem to make sure we didn't leave out any steps. When I say go, you have 30 seconds to reread the problem. Go. Did you see any information in the problem that we forgot to solve for? Great. We need to record our answer and fill in the bubbles on our answer document. Because you don't have an answer document in front of you, I want you to go ahead and draw your own griddable on your paper. Once you have drawn your own griddable, go ahead and fill in our answer of 90 and 4/10. Do not forget to bubble in the number on your own griddable. Great job, scholars. Remember, this was our first problem of the day, so we walked through this a lot slower than we normally would have. For the next problem of the day, I want you to make sure that you come prepared to go through a healthy struggle and work through each and every problem that we do together. I want you to now solve these two problems on your own. They look very similar to the problem we just solved. When you get your final answer, be sure to record it on your answer document